History Channel viewers couldn't quite believe it when one Pawn Stars seller sold an original Top Gun costume, worn by actor Val Kilmer in the 1986 classic starring Tom Cruise, to buyer Rick Harrison. The original movie prop was thought to be worth a staggering five-figure price tag. Collector Randall had the piece for 2 decades but decided it was time to sell up during a classic episode of Pawn Stars. He brought the clothing to Rick during his road trip series, which saw him make purchases throughout North Carolina in the U.S. Randall had purchased the Top Gun showpiece from a major auction house and was asking for an eye-watering $50,000. "Welcome South," he said to Rick ahead of doing the deal during the episode, titled Sweet Carolina. Randall explained, "I've had it in my collection for about 20+ years, it came from one of the major auction houses. It is stamped Western props inside the collar." He told Rick that he had all the papers and documentation, which would prove that the item was actually worn by Val Kilmer in the 80s. Rick explained that the papers would help its value, ultimately leading him towards $50,000. Having to double-check the authenticity of the item, Rick called in the help of Hollywood prop master Hope Parrish. Appearing on a video feed, she explained, "It's a very great piece of memorabilia, everything looked right, the bars for his service looked right. The interior where it says his initials, it looks correct. And I think there could be a little bit of Western Costumes logo inside the back of the neck, which could tell the tale." She explained it was very possible that Randall's story was entirely correct. Don't miss. NCIS Polly Perrette supported by former co-stars as she grieves loss. Latest, American Figures star Mike shares snap with rarely seen girlfriend. Latest, The Voice fans slam Gwen Stefani for wearing too much makeup. Latest, what you have there to me looks like the thing we did often in the 80s and 90s, she said. Prop houses put treasured pieces into a shadow box or frame to put it on display. This very possibly could have been on the walls of Western Costumes or possibly in Jerry Bruckheimer's office, producer. "I think you have an authentic screen-worn jacket, worn by Val Kilmer. With the popularity of Val today, I'd say it's probably worth about $30,000. Rick began to bargain with Randall over the price, as he wasn't prepared to pay the full $50,000. He made a low offer of $15,000 before the pair went back and forth, actually landing at $17,000 when they shook hands and did the deal. Taking to the comments, YouTube user @StoryTimeWithUncleBill wrote, "That's still a pretty penny. Was fun to watch." While account @Stephen Hanover added, "Wow, Rick was really generous here, great negotiating."